Good morning, beauties. Hello, hello. It's time to get crafty. I am so excited because this is a surprise live. I was not expecting to be live this morning, but I have the opportunity to through the Craft Around the Clock group. So the way the Craft Around the Clock group works, it's a free group that you can join. I hope you will. Oh gosh, I forgot to give you the link in the comments, but I will get that to you later. I will post it here on the page. It's called the Craft Around the Clock group, and Tracy Campbell is our fearless and fabulous leader, and she coordinates every day, Monday through Friday, a day's worth of crafting for you. So every 45 minutes, there's a new creator going live to inspire you and teach you new things and to introduce you to new stuff. So join that group when you have a chance. Today, I'm going live in that group, for that group, but here on the Comfy Nest with Grace page. If you don't know me, my name is Grace. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us. I see some of our text BFFs. I see Dawn saying good morning, and Kathy, good morning, ladies. I'm gonna grab the feed on my iPad, which is right here, right below my camera that I'm broadcasting from. So I'm gonna grab that so that I can see the comments as we're creating, and I'm gonna be working in my journal today. This is what I love about journaling. Spreading the love from Pennsylvania. Thank you. Whoop, whoop, Don. I'm giving you a little shout out. Thank you for doing that. You're the bomb.com. You guys, spreading the love, spreading the blessings, sharing the page. Sometimes at the Comfy Nest, we call it fluff in the nest. So thank you for doing that. Good morning, Bonnie. Hello, Shelly. Shelly, I think you just messaged me a question. I will answer you. Well, I answered part of it just before I went live, but I'll help you with that later. And Jennifer, welcome, new Napkin Lovers Club member. Whoop, whoop. She just signed up this morning. The Napkin Lovers Club is open. You have to sign up before the end of this month to join us for next quarter. It's a quarterly box. So every quarter I send out a box of napkins and craft supplies. And then throughout the quarter, every other week, I go live and we do projects. Like yesterday, we did this project. In that group, we did this, and we actually made a greeting card as well from a different napkin. But here, these are 3 different napkins from the box, and Napkin Lovers Club members get craft supplies in box 2. They got this journal because I love to napkin journal, and it's something we do regularly in the group. We also do general crafts, so it's not just journaling, it's both. But if you're just interested in learning more about using napkins in your creative life, this group is for you. So if you have questions about that, let me know. I'm going to turn to a new page, and we are going to get crafting with some of the napkins from the last box, from this current box. So this box was sent out in January, and actually I think I'm going to use some of the supplies. Like they got a bottle of Stickles, and they got I use it all the time, so I sent them all a Stabilo All pencil. And teach them how to use those supplies so that they can incorporate them. Where can you purchase the journal? Connie, you can get it on my website, thecomfynestwithgrace.com. It's available on the website, so you can check it out there. So, yes, welcome to all new members. Michelle, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. Spreading the joy. Thank you, Denise. Fluff in the nest, Nancy. You guys are the bomb. I love it that you do that so much. I've got my hot coffee here. Who else is drinking coffee? Michelle's happy to catch me. Yay, I'm happy you did too. Oh, thanks for the stars. That was my first stars for the day. Thank you for that. Hey, Lori Tucker. Welcome. So I'm going to use, this is a napkin that they got in their bundle. We haven't used this yet in the group, actually. So I'm going to use it today, and then I will post this video for them in there so they can be inspired by this journal page in their napkin journal. All of the pages here are napkin pages that we've done in the past. This was the really popular Lola the cat. It says, my spirit animal is a grumpy cat who slaps annoying people. And I named her Lola, but these are all napkins that we used on these journal pages. This was one that we did this quarter. These are napkins that made up her dress and her balloons. This is another napkin, the truck, and some other napkins in here. So we just love using our napkins in every creative way possible. This is a leftover from one of the craft projects that we did. It's behind me, but I'm not going to grab it right now. But this is a leftover. I'm going to use this in this project. I'm also going to use this one because we got all black and white. That's going to be kind of the theme, and gray. Yeah, so pretty, right? Denise, she says, I love that napkin. oh gosh. The napkins that they get in the bundle, they usually get about 15 napkins. Actually, the bag that I put the napkins in, they can use to create with, because it's a decorative paper bag, and also the tissue paper that I wrap their box in. All of it is decorative and can be used. I love that. I love that. I love that we're able to use every bit of what we got. So this napkin has lots of butterflies, but at the fold mark, they're right side up. So if I open it, then these guys are upside down over here. So I'm going to use the bottom part of this to make the bulk of this journal page. And I've already separated my plies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my watercolor brush, and I'm just going to, I'm going to need a little more room here. I'm just going to use a wet mark to separate my napkin. So that's the first step I'm going to take. I'm just going to take, this is a watercolor brush, so when you squeeze on it, the water comes down into the bristles, and that's what I want. I just want a little bit of water. I'm just grabbing this because it's fast and easy, but you could use anything that you can make a watermark with. Just a regular paintbrush and dip it in water. You don't need to have anything fancy here. I like to point that out because although I love to introduce people to new supplies and I love to teach you guys how you can use them in your craft life, if there's a way, and I do this in the Craft Therapy Club, one of my other membership group, if there's a way for me to teach you how to do it using what you already have on hand, or tell you this is an alternative way you can do this, I will always tell you that, because I want you to get the best use out of what you're doing. So we're going to use this big panel on this page. And actually, somebody asked me recently, can you decorate on both sides of the page? You totally can, and I gave them some tips for that the other day, but I'm going to use a new page here. In my book, this is just me as the teacher and the organizer. I write notes on the back of my pages in the Napkin Lovers Club journal, so I know the source, I know the date of when we did that. That way, if somebody says, hey, can you tell me more about that, I can refer back to that month and date for any information that I may have forgotten. Like, okay, yeah, this is what we did. Everything's organized. Maureen loves this napkin. Isn't it pretty? Tammy, you're so funny. She's like, I can't find you. I'm Central Time. You must be on the Eastern Time Zone. For you text BFFs, so don't be offended if you live west of me. Please don't be offended. I was not expecting to go live this morning. If I knew I was going live at 9, it was like, I think there was a spot that needed to be filled. And Tracy asked, like, who can do this? And I was like, oh, I can go live at 9 a.m. I'm drinking my coffee and thinking I could do a journal page. Well, so if I knew that I was going live this morning, I would have texted the Text BFF group yesterday afternoon saying, hey, join me tomorrow morning. I don't like to text too early in the morning because I know the people in California, it's still 2 hours earlier and I don't want to wake them up. So I figured out a way in my Text BFF number, my service, to text time zones. So I texted the East Coast and the Central Time Zone saying, hey, I'm going live in a few minutes. Join me. If you're west of me, don't be insulted. I was trying to not wake you up. That was my goal. Okay, this is wider. This is wider than my book page. So I have to make a decision on what to keep and what to get rid of. So I think I'm going to chop it. Well, we don't need any of this. This is all just, white. So I'm just going to quickly tear that off. And then naturally my line, I could get them all off the page just a little bit. I could do that, or just chop it off at the line where the page ends. I like the natural look of the natural breakage of the napkin versus the straight line, the cut edge. I don't like the cut edge. So I've got natural all the way around, except this one is now the straight edge. It's the bottom of the napkin. So I'm just going to hit the bottom of that napkin with some water and then tear that off so that I get more of a natural tear instead of a straight line. It just makes it look more organic and more natural, if you can see that. So much prettier than the straight line. Okay, this is going to be the bulk of my page. And normally I would go under here with some gesso, but I'm going to go over it with some gesso. So I'm going to skip that part right now. The base of my napkin is white. My page is white. It's like a creamy white actually, but it will show up just beautifully on here. So this is going to go on here, but I was thinking I always talk through my thought process. I was thinking I could use part of this napkin, although now I'm not so sure. Now that I'm seeing that on there, I quite like it the way it is. You know what? Maybe I'll use washi tape. Yeah. All right, scratch this one. We make decisions on the fly over here. But I do like to talk you through. If you've not art journaled before, tell me in the comments. I would love to know that. If you're interested in art journaling, tell me that. I would love to know that. If you're already art journaling, tell me. It's kind of like a survey. When you guys share that with me during my lives or in the groups, in the clubs, I have a free craft community for general crafting, and I also have the paid membership groups. When you guys share with me where you are in your creative journey, it helps me to know what to provide to you. Like, how much should I share? What should I share based on what the bulk of you are telling me? So I hope you'll share with me where you are with this. Do you journal? Do you work with napkins? Do you want to do either of those things? Lori says, I have never art journaled, but I'm interested. Lori, the reason why I turned to art journaling, to be totally honest, I love to craft and create. I have for a long time. And I've tried a bunch of different things. I used to be a quilt maker. I took classes to make quilts, and I did it for a few years. And I found that for me, although I loved it at the time, I like to be more whimsical and free. And with the quilting, you have to be very planned and precise. That's just not my personality. So although I loved my time doing that, I've let that go. I learned so much about sewing and fabric, cutting, things like that. But I've moved on. I love to do general crafts, and I love to be very free. I love to think on the fly. I usually have a general plan, like an idea, but then I'm going to scratch that napkin. I'm not going to need it. Well, the more that I created on boards and like frames and things that I would find at the thrift store, the more my house filled up. And my husband would say to me, what are you going to do with all this stuff? So I started selling it locally, my finished goods. And then I was still creating more than I had time to get rid of. Like, I had a lot of stuff. So I turned to journaling, because I can journal in my books and store them very easily on a shelf. And I have a history of all the projects that I've done, because I date all of mine, which I really enjoy doing. I have a history of them all, and it's almost like a scrapbook of my creativity. And I love having that. I love having that. And I love that I can just grab my book and get creative anytime. And it's not being wasted. Like, it's not in my basement on the floor. Like, all the boards that I've created, the frames that I've created, the things, they're all in my basement because I only have so much room on the walls, right? But my art journal, I can always pull this out and flip through it and look through all my projects. So I do love it. So hopefully, Lori, that gives you some of my thought process with why I do it. And I hope to inspire you guys to try it. Maureen says, I started art journaling because of you, and I'm enjoying the process so much. Isn't it fun, Maureen? And a book is a great place to practice. Like, if you get a new supply that you don't, I'm not sure how I'm going to use this supply. I'm not sure if I'm going to like it. It's a great place to practice. It's in a book. No one's going to judge or no one even has to see it. You guys all see my book because, well, I'm trying to inspire and teach you, right? So you see my book, but your book you can keep private if you want. Now, I will say this. If you are a member of a craft club, one of the Comfy Nest ones or any other, and you are asked to share your projects, I would highly encourage you to do that, even if it's intimidating, because it is a really great way to inspire other people. You're actually doing a community service. Even if you feel like, oh man, that's not perfect. It didn't turn out perfect. Listen, let go of the perfectionism. First of all, let go of that and have fun with your creations. Enjoy the process, but share it with others, because you'll inspire someone with an idea that you had, maybe a supply that you used, maybe it's a color combination that you put together that they never would have I never would have thought to do that. You know that you're inspired by seeing other people's projects. So when you have the opportunity to share, please, friends, share. And that's why the paid membership communities, they're so nice, because you have this group of like-minded people all learning the same thing. And then when everybody shares their project based on the workshop that was taught or the craft session that I showed them, it's really fun to see all the variety of the way that you guys interpreted it and what you used based on the supplies that you had on hand. It's just, in your color choices, it's just really fun. So I encourage you, if you can, well, the Napkin Lovers Club is open now, but even if you didn't join that one, if you joined anyone that you think suits you, it's such a nice investment in yourself. It's like good self-care from me because crafting is my therapy. You see me say that here on the page a lot. Crafting is my therapy. All right, so we're just getting this down. I'm just gluing it down on the page. Oh my gosh, look at how stunning that is, you guys. I'm so glad I scratched that other napkin. I was gonna use it to frame, but I love this just the way it is. It's all glued down, basically. I mean, I have a little bubble right here that I'll just flatten out with my brush. And here, on the edge here, because it's at the edge of the paper and the papers are perforated. So if you ever really love one of your projects, you can carefully tear it out and frame it. You can frame it. So I do pay attention to this edge, but I don't, it's not always a finished edge, because once it gets past that perforation, I don't worry about it, because I know it'll just, if I ever cut it out, it'll just get cut. I have one little spot right there to fix there. Do you like it so far? Gorgeous, right? All I did was glue in the napkin. So everybody who joins the Napkin Lovers Club, this is my favorite napkin glue. And everybody gets a 2-ounce bottle of that so you can try it out yourself as a welcome gift, plus your chip brush, which we use to pounce our napkins into projects. So everybody gets those when you first join as your welcome gift. And we have there's got to be 35 people who have joined in the last week or so for the April box. So if you join now, you pay $39. It's a flat fee. It pays for the shipping, tax, and all the supplies and all the workshops, the membership club workshops. So you'll get entry into the private group, and then every other week I go live in there. So the $39 you pay now, and then it's a subscription box. So once you've signed up, every quarter, the first day of the next quarter, you'll get charged another $39. So the next quarter will start July 1st. So that will be your next auto charge on your membership, but you can cancel anytime. So if you, if something comes up, you're like sometimes I've had some people say I'm moving this summer and I don't have time. So because they're moving to a new house, they just pause it or skip a box and then they can come back later. But anyway, you pay $39 today to sign up for April. For the April box, you'll be in the group for April, May, and June. And then on July 1st, you get charged again for the next quarter. So I love that it's quarterly because it gives you lots of time to play and use your stuff. It's increased a lot, Denise. It has, it's so fun. Hazel says I run out of space quickly. Right, Hazel? You only have so much space in your life for things. Okay, so I told you I used my glue to get this down. It's still a little bit damp. I need this to dry. I can hit it with some air, which I might do. But I told you I usually prep my book with gesso. It's a primer. We talk about it a lot in the membership group, so I can teach you guys about all of that. I'm going to use clear gesso on top of my napkin because I want to come in and add color. I'm going to add some color. Oh, the other thing I wanted to do, I've got a piece of watercolor paper. Let me do this first before I jump up and find some, I'm going to find some washi tape to use on this page. I'm going to use one of these other butterflies. Let's see, let's get this off completely. I was thinking about grabbing one of these other butterflies to use on top to do some layering. So let me make a decision here. I kind of like this one right here. It's got some overlap, but I'm okay with that. So I'm going to grab this one right here. I'm just going to do the same thing I did before. I have my little water brush. I'm going to brush this out. I'm going to grab it. I'm not probably going to, oh, I need more water. Squeeze, squeeze. There we go. Come on, water, I need you. Need you to do your job here. I'm going to get this napkin cut out, this one butterfly. I'm going to try to do some layering with an additional, I need my little squeegee tool. I want to tear away everything that is not that butterfly, but keep that butterfly, even though there's some overlap over here. It may look a little wacky, but I think I can obscure that. Yeah. Yeah, I got, you know what? One of the things about napkin journaling, you guys, especially if you're new, if you're watching me and going, how does she come up with all these ideas? Because I have you guys ask me these questions. How do you come up with all these ideas? How do you know what to do? I will tell you something. I've been doing this for a long time, a few years, the art journaling. Okay, so this got a little chopped off, but it's okay. It's okay. All I did was grab most of that, and I'm going to glue it down on a piece of watercolor paper so that I can use it on this page too. So let me do this. That will give this time to dry while I go find some pretty washi tape to use. Okay, this is my plan. Anyway, the more that you do this, just like anything else, when you learn to cook, the more you cook, the more confident you get with cooking and just winging it when it comes to spices or what to put with what, or how to like reduce for gravies and stuff like that. Well, you learn that over time. It's not something you're confident with the first time you do it, just like anything else. The more that you do this, the more confident you'll become in your own skill set, the things that you know how to do, and exploring new ways of doing things. So here I just put that butterfly on here so that I need just a little bit more glue right here. I can see it. So that I can use this, I'm hoping, here on this project. So let me glue that down completely there. Easy breezy. I'm gonna cut this out, but I'm gonna let it dry while I go grab some washi tape. So I'm hoping that the membership club, the Napkin Lovers Club specifically, if you want to learn more, even if you're using napkins already, if you want to learn more how to use napkins in your projects, different kinds of projects, a variety of projects, a variety of substrates, which means the surface that you're putting the napkin on, a variety of different like glues and finishes and top coats. If you want to learn more, the Napkin Lovers Club might just be for you, might be, and it's open right now. Teresa says this is completely new to me. I've never seen anyone do this. I didn't even know it was a thing. Teresa, that gets me so excited. Yay! I'm so happy you said that because, Teresa, if you already have a creative life, if you're already creating in some way, if you're already crafty in some way, it's just broadening your knowledge and broadening your possibilities of what you can do in your craft time. My craft time is my therapy, so I love working in my books. I just open the book to a new page and get started, and I love the possibility of all these blank pages. I love that, and I love dating them so I can see when I did them. Let me grab my washi tape, girls. Hold on, it's somewhere over here. Washi tape. Uh-oh, I moved it again, you guys. Where did I put you? Oh, Lord, Lord, I did it to myself again. I do this all the time, you guys, where I move stuff and then I can't find them. I can't be the only one doing that, am I? It's not in that box. Oh, Lord, Lord, where did I put it all? Well, maybe I won't use washi tape today. Good gravy. All right, I'm looking really slowly at all my bins because I have all these plastic bins and they are clear so I can see through them. And yet, I can't see where my washi tape went. Oh, I see. I was in the middle of organizing. I found it. I found it. Thank you for waiting. I'm looking for specifically this stuff, the glittery stuff, because I was going to do some glitter work. Here's some more glittery stuff. This is glittery. My sister sent me that pack. Yay. Thank you, Sissy. Okay. I just want glitter. That's all I want. So we grabbed some glitter, and I'm thinking I can use that as my frame here on the book. Hello, good morning, Miss Wendy. Welcome, welcome. If you're here from Craft Around the Clock, thank you for being here. Please say hello. If this just popped up on your screen and you're visiting, say hello. I'd love to know that you're here and where you're coming in from. Welcome, welcome to the Comfy Nest. I'm grabbing some clear gesso and a new paintbrush, and I'm gonna cover this, the butterflies. I'll probably cover this too. Let's just do a quick coat of clear gesso because I want to come in with some other things. Maybe some paint. I'm definitely going to be using some glitter mediums. But if I want my napkin and my book page to accept all the things that I want to come on next, then I need to probably coat it with some gesso, which is a primer. It's a primer. So it gets this page ready to accept inks, markers, paints, or whatever you want to throw at it, which I don't know. We're just going to see. So I coated it with some clear gesso. Doesn't matter what brand you use, you guys. They definitely have different properties. I will say that. I'm looking for. I meant to grab them earlier, and then my Inktense pencils, because I think I'm going to use this to add color. We're going to let this dry. In the meantime, where's my other little guy? I can start cutting him out. It's a mixed media journal, Belinda. It's a mixed media book. She's asking, is it watercolor? Mixed media paper is slightly thinner than watercolor paper. So I love watercolor paper for journaling, but this is a mixed media book. Generally, when you're shopping for a journal, and I have this book on my website, thecomfinesswithgrace.com, when you're shopping for a journal, mixed media paged paper. And we just talked about this the other day when I did that other page. It's thinner. It's thicker than regular paper. It has a different weight, right? So it's thinner than regular paper, but it's thinner than watercolor. Watercolor paper is the thickest paper you can get, but it's more expensive. So if you're looking on a, you have a tighter budget, or you want to save those pennies to get something else, like a different glue or adhesive or some new glitter or tape or whatever you want, mixed media journals are generally cheaper, less expensive than watercolor, because the paper is thinner. However, mixed media can accept liquids. It's thick enough where it can handle liquids, so that's why I use it. Cheaper, but it can handle all the stuff I throw at it. So I'm fussy cutting. I'm going around this little butterfly, and I'm trying to quickly fussy cut this out. Now, I did not cover this with gesso, but I was planning on just adding some stickles to this, so I wouldn't need gesso for that, because stickles is a glitter glue. And in the last box, the girls got a bottle of stickles that they can use on their projects. It adds some glamour and some glitz to projects, and color, if you want color. They got the clear one. But see, now I've got this pretty little butterfly. Oh, I see one spot where I've got some white that I don't want showing up. Let me trim that up a little. I was thinking it would be really fun to layer this on top of that butterfly, so that we have at least one 3D dimension here. I mean, you could put it anywhere. Like if I wanted to, I could cover this butterfly so that I have two of these big ones. That's an idea too. I'm going to hit this with some air because it's still a little wet. There is no equivalent to gesso that I know of. Gesso is the primer that you would want to use. Carmen wants those scissors. They're beautiful, Tim Holtz. I got mine at Michael's, so I think any hobby store or any place that sells Tim Holtz might have them. But yeah, to wait for a sale is a good idea. All right. So I'm going to add some washi tape to this to just frame it out a little bit, and then we're going to glitz it up. So this is like the layering part that I love so much. Monica just joined the Napkin Lovers Club. Whoop, whoop. Girlfriend, you are going to have so much fun. You'll get an email from me with instructions on how to join the text alert group just for Napkin Lovers Club members. So there's a specific group for that. So follow those instructions, and then you will get access to the group next week. Even though it's still the end of the quarter, I'm going to let new members in next week who have already joined. And then we'll start April 1st will be the new quarter, and you'll get your first box the middle of April. Yay! Welcome, welcome, friend. I'm so excited for you, Monica. Mine must have been storage a while, but thanks anyway. Oh, I'm not sure. Lois is answering Phyllis. I'm not sure what you guys were chatting about. Yep. If you go to my website, thecomfinesswithgrace.com, and then go into my shop and into the craft supplies, you will find this. The link to the Napkin Lovers Club is in the description of this video, but let me grab that too. It's the same website. It's just going to take you specifically to the Napkin Lovers Club so that you can join if you want to. I've got the link everywhere because I don't want anybody to say, oh, I didn't know, or I couldn't find the link, or I didn't know how to sign up. Oh, no. Do it before the end of the month. I'm giving you the link almost every day now. Do it before the end of the month. I just shared it in the comments again for you guys so that you can be in on the April box. All right, there it goes. There it is. I'm going to try to pin it for you guys. There we go. Okay, so let's do some glamour and glitz to this. I have a bunch of a bunch of colored stickles here. That's going to add some color. Now, the girls in their last box, they got stickles that was clear with some, it was a clear base. It wasn't like green or blue. It was a clear base with the sparkles. I also have, let's add some glitter tape in silver and gold. I don't think I want the rose gold. I think I'm going to stick with silver and gold here. So I'm going to add a piece of silver and gold tape. I think I'm just going to keep it really simple and embellish it with silver and gold. So whenever you have an art journal page, you want to have like a focal point, which is the butterflies. But then, why can't I get this one? Come on, baby doll, work with me. I have no nails, you guys, hardly ever. Come on, why aren't you opening? Oh, that's okay, we got more. We got lots of washi tape, that's no problem. This one's actually really pretty. I really want this one though. There we go. You were just being a little testy this morning. There we go, there's the length of it. Now, washi tape is notoriously low tack. It's supposed to be low tack so it can be repositionable. So if you need to, you can add additional glue to it to get it to stick down. I'm going to use this to create kind of a fun metallic frame. Some of your washi tape, when you pull it off, it's tacky immediately, and some of it has a backing, which is easier to work with in terms of like figuring out placement when you're trying to decide. But if you have bad eyes and no nails, it's hard to get that little backing off, for me anyway. I'm just going to create like a little tiered silver and gold thing going on here for some framing. Why not? Who likes washi tape? Do you use your washi tape? Do you use? I hope you have it. I hope you use it. I think I'm going to overlap this one just a little. So see, I'm just adding like a tier of shimmer and color there. I don't know, we'll do something else up here, but this might make for an interesting art journal page. So let's grab I'm going to grab a bigger piece of gold to put down here. I'm going all the way to the bottom here, I think. Oh, this is the nice thing. You can reposition it if you're like, oh no, I messed that up. We can reposition. I'm going to just fold this over the edge. And then let's grab a piece of this silver. I'm going to grab it. I'm making this one a little bit longer. I don't know why, just because. Carmen loves stickles. Never knew about it until I got into the Napkin Lovers Club box. Now I want all the colors. It's such a nice, easy way to embellish your projects. And it works on like everything. I think it's technically considered a glue. I've never used it as a glue. I always use it as an embellishment. Seriously, I need some help with my eyes for that. And I even just got new contacts, you guys. Okay, nope. Look at, this is just simple and easy and blingy. Blingy, we like the blingy. So I have this torn edge of my napkin right here. So I have some choices, like what could I do with that? We could add paint. Oh, these are really crooked up here. This is my eyes like playing games on me. Come on, baby. Dude, all right. I gotta move it closer so I can see better. Oh, thank Carmen. Whoever's question you're answering, thank you. Shelly says, Grace is a wonderful teacher and one that joins any of her groups. I'm sure you will benefit from it. Oh, she loves the Napkin Club. Thank you, Shelly, for sharing your perspective. Yeah, if you're in the Napkin Lovers Club and you're here listening in and watching, give us a comment. Like tell everybody, not me. I mean, I love to hear your feedback, and you guys give so much feedback when you get your boxes. It is the thrill for me because your feedback when you get your boxes, the club members don't know exactly what they're getting. So when they get their box, it's a surprise when they open it. And it's really fun in the group because I ask them to share their Happy Mail pictures, photos of themselves with their box. And your comments always just brighten my days so much because you're so thrilled by the box. So I know that you love the box, but if you tell us in the comments, you're going to be helping other people who may be on the fence about joining. Jennifer doesn't have any washi tape. She's never used it. That's okay. It's just one thing you can use. You don't have to have it, right? Okay, so now like here we've got design element here, design element here. This is the focal point, and I'm probably going to do something up in here. Not sure. So we got this guy. or gal, and I'm trying to decide. I think I'm just going to overlap her exactly on top of where the other one is. I'm not going to worry about designing the bottom one, but I'm going to glue her down right on the body of the one underneath. I think I want to do this now, so that I have these 3D wings kind of hanging out. And now we're going to start just embellishing these up a little bit. Let me check my time though. Oh, we got about 15 minutes, so we're in good shape. My Fitbit is telling me my battery's going dead. I gotta charge my Fitbit. Maureen says, I sure have learned a lot from Grace. I learn a lot from you guys too. I love hanging out with you guys in the group. Sharita's got her stuff out and she's doing it along with me. Yay! Well, Sharita, like I would say in the group, if you don't have washi tape or you don't have these specific colors of washi tape, just what you'll want to do for the composition of your page is to fill in a frame, like kind of frame your focal point. So add something to the top. And I chose to go left and right. You know, is that left and right for you? It is. It would be for me. Left and right. For like the heaviness of where those two pieces are, like, you know, your framework. Now, I think I'm going to use my Inktense pencils to add some color. And I could do that. I think I should layer that next. So some color up in here. It's not going to be metallic because I don't have metallic Inktense. I do have metallic distressed crayons though. Oh, I have my silver and gold distressed crayons. You know, I get so excited about using all the stuff, like, because I'm the, you know, you got all this stuff in your stash and we should use it. We should pull all the stuff out and use it. And I love to teach how to use it in your books because it's such a nice, non-threatening way. You don't have to worry about ruining a $30 palette board, a blank that you bought at Michael's or Hobby Lobby or wherever you get it. You don't have to worry about like, oh man, I ruined that, because you just practice and play inside your art journal. All right, let's grab some pencils. These are activated by water, like watercolor pencils. But the difference with these is the color will remain permanent, where watercolors, once they dry, watercolors, you can reactivate them by wetting them, and then the color will move around again. With Inktense pencils, the color doesn't move. Once it dries, it will remain permanent, so you can layer. All right, that being said, I pulled these out thinking I would add a little bit of blue and green. So maybe what I should do is grab a blue or a green to add some color in here. I've got where's my scraps? Because I'm so frugal. I have this scrap of watercolor paper from cutting the butterfly out. So if I want to test my blues and greens, I can come on my watercolor paper. And so there's the pencil mark. And then like if you take some water, any kind of brush, you could use your finger for this, and you wet it, it's going to spread that out and move that color around so I can color with it. Once that color dries, it will stay right there. I'm checking it to see if it kind of matches. It might be a little bit bright. So I'm looking at my colors to pick the green that I want. I like that one, but it might be a little bright. So let me try this other green right here. Again, another color mark, and then we're just going to wet it and see when I wet it and it spreads. See the difference in color? I like that one better. It matches my stickles better. Yay, we found one. Okay, I'm going to use this to add some color. I don't know, I'm going to frame. I don't know how well this is going to go with my green, but that's okay. I'm going to frame out the page. So I'm just adding, you guys, I'm just adding like a kindergartner colors. I'm just adding the color on the frame. Then I take my water and I can activate that color. And this is going to create, rather than just the silver and gold, it's going to give us some green to add some variance. I want to protect this page underneath, so, because I'm using a lot of water here. And I want to make sure I hit the edges of my pages. It's easier for me to see if I put a piece of wax paper or something between my pages. So see what I'm doing? I'm just getting some color in there. I maybe we should mix some blue in with this too. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm just spreading the color. And like a watercolor, I can drag that color down into my book or into whatever paper, you know, if you're a card maker, or whatever you like to do, I can drag it and surround my butterflies with some green. See? Now, the reason I can do this is because I use the gesso to protect my napkin. So see how it's darker up top and it gets lighter because as you drag it, the color gets spread out more. If I want more color, I just come in with my pencil. If I want that color to be deeper over here, you just come in with your pencil and add more pigment, and then you can drag it. Okay, so I'm gonna take a minute. I think I'm actually gonna put the background, I'm gonna make the background green. Okay, so for the sake of time, just give me a minute. I'm gonna do this. You guys can chat amongst yourselves in the comments. Ask your questions. I will go back. I may not catch your question while I'm live because I gotta do the project too, right? But when I have the time later, I will go back and try to answer any questions. Or if you have a question, you know, like you're dying to know, I need to know about this product, or I want to know about the Napkin Lovers Club, or what other clubs do you have that I can join, then you can private message me and I will answer your questions that way too. If I don't get to your comment in the next 24 hours and you're wondering. There is a time restraint on joining the Napkin Lovers Club. Have to join by the end of the month. I have ordered almost all the supplies already and I have a limited number of supplies. I may be able to order more or make some substitutions. Like if I have 140 of one napkin and 145 of you sign up, I probably would let the 5 people in the group, they would get almost everything would be the same, except maybe I would replace that one napkin with something else. So it helps me, if you know you want to do it, the sooner you order and join, the better for me because I can plan and order supplies so I can get your boxes out in time. See what I'm doing? I'm just adding a green background. I like it. I may come in and add some blue too, but let's get this green down first. So you notice when I started with the pencil right on the page, which you can do, or you can add the color to your brush bristles. I have to say that slow. You can add the color to your brush bristles like this and then go in. Do either one. You can do both as I'm doing. I just want to get all of these butterflies surrounded by some light green here. It's darker around the edges and that's purposeful. I want the edges because I'm thinking of it like a frame. I always say like the vignette option on your camera on your phone when you're editing your photos and you have that vignette option and it darkens it with gray, or you can do white around your photos. That's kind of what I'm doing here. I'm just edging it out. If I hit my black butterflies with some green, it's not going to matter at all. If I hit, here's a really good example of gesso and why it's so important. If I hit my black butterfly with some green, you can't even see it. But if I come in with that green and I hit, like see this butterfly, and I just did it. If I hit that with green, I'm like, man, I did not want green in there. Because it's coated with gesso, I can wipe it right off. If I went in without any gesso on that napkin that I glued down, what will happen is that green's not going to budge. That napkin would have absorbed that green and you would not be able to get it off. So the gesso helps you. It gives like a little protective primer layer to your pieces so that as you're going, you can layer with confidence. Let's just say that. You can layer with confidence. All right, I think I want some blue in here too because we're going to add blue stickles. Maybe we should just do green now. I don't know. Would you add blue? Tell me in the comments. Would you add some blue? They're a great way to experiment with different colors, products, and techniques and use for later reference for other projects. Yes, because I do that a lot. I practice a lot. I have a lot on my bulletin board, but I practice a lot. And then if I want to take notes, I write notes about that supply on the back of what I learned so that when I go back, I can remember, oh, this is why I use this. This is what I tried. This is what worked. This is what didn't work. I'm going to grab a bright blue. I don't even have time to test it. I'm going to add a smidgen of blue to my frame. Actually, it's probably faster if I just come in like this, because I'm going to put both blue and green stickles on my butterflies. So I'm going to come in on the frame part and add some blue. Why not? You got the colors, girlfriend. It's like your makeup. You got the colors, use them. I feel like I should add some blue in here. This is just intuition. as you do this, you guys, your intuition will grow. Like, it's kind of funny. I was thinking about, my niece is getting ready to have her first baby. She's due today. She was due yesterday. She must not have had him yet. She's due yesterday, and I was thinking about, gosh, when I had my first baby, I didn't know a darn thing. Because I didn't spend a lot of times with babies when I was little. I was one of the youngest, so I didn't have a lot of babies in my life. So far, this is what we got. Oh, I love that blue that I added. I love how that darkened that up a little bit. I added it to the edges. I didn't add it to the middle, just to the frame, the edges. Anyway, I was thinking, gosh, when you have your first baby, you don't know anything, but then you learn. You actually probably become a better parent as age goes. And with babies, infants specifically, you probably get, my mother had 13 kids. So she knew by the time the 13 came around, she knew what that cough meant. She knew what to do. She knew when they were finicky, how to help. When you have a new baby, you don't know. I think of this the same. The more you use the stuff, the more you do it, the more it just becomes intuitive. You just know. My goal is to share that thought process with you, the stuff that I've learned, so that it makes you more confident as you're starting. Good morning, Cheryl Bishop. It gave it a little teal, right? Okay, so look, let's grab some stickles. All I'm going to do with the stickles is add some color to my butterflies. And these are like little glue with a tiny, it has like a nice tiny applicator tip, so that I can come in and I can just add, I'm going to outline some of these butterfly wings. It will show even on the black. It will show because it's sparkly. I have a little goof up here. I had a little run on. So again, thankfully for gesso, I can wipe that right off. Okay, so I'm going to take some of the lighter ones and I'm going to outline, and I'll show you this in a minute. I'm going to outline their wings with some stickles, and you see how fast this is? It adds a really bright pop of color really quickly. Another mess up. It squeezed out too much. If you didn't have your gesso there, it would be harder to clean that up. So the more you push down on this, the flatter and wider your application will be. And if you want it raised up and high because it's thick, it will give dimension. So all I did was I came around all the brighter ones and I added some green edging, okay? I actually forgot this guy. So let's do this guy. He has really dark edges, but he's got bright in the center, he or she. And actually, is that, oh, wrong color. That's blue. I don't want you blue, I want you green. See, thank you, gesso. Thank you, gesso. All right, I'm gonna outline this. Maybe I'll leave the blue off completely. These might be moths, you guys. I don't think they're butterflies. You could probably make them look like butterflies by coloring in all of their sections. And because you put down gesso, you can do that because, oh, another mess up. Because the gesso protects your napkin. So you could come in with markers, you could come in with paints, you could come in with inks. Okay, so I did the big guy too. And actually the big guy, the edge of his, come on, I just need a little bit of glue. The edge of his wing came off, like I didn't glue it down well enough. There we go. All right, so we got a lot of glitter going on because we got the glitter and the shine of the washi tape, and then to all the bright ones, I added that stickle. So we got that glitter and the green popping off. And I don't know about the blue. Let me check my time. I'm up for time. So my time is up because it's part of the Craft Round the Clock group. So we have a 45-minute time limit so that you guys can stay in the Craft Round the Clock group and watch the next crafter. So out of respect for the next crafter, I'm going to leave it at that. I didn't get to the blue, but that's okay because I think I like it just the way it is. I'll share this video inside the Napkin Lovers Club because they have this napkin. That way they have some more inspiration for their journals. This is the Napkin Lovers Club journal that I'm working in. I probably will add some more, and I'll let them know, like if I do some more embellishments or I add anything else, I'll let you guys know what I do in that group so you can see the final project. But I hope this inspires you even just to start art journaling, napkin journaling specifically. And anybody who joins the Napkin Lovers Club, we are so excited to welcome you. Jennifer joined today, Monica joined today. You guys go to thecomfynestwithgrace.com and then hit the Napkin Lovers Club tab. and you can read all about it. You can see some of our past projects and the things that were in that box. I thank you for your time today, you guys. Thanks for being here with me. Have a beautiful, blessed day. Go make something pretty that brings your heart joy. That's all I want for you, and I hope to inspire you to do that every day. Bye.